Hi, boys and girls.
Today's a special day.
In fact, it's Easter Sunday, and we are so excited that you get to hear us. I bet that when you got up this morning, many of you had an Easter basket. Julia, did you find yours?
I did.
Yes. Did your mother put some unhealthy candy in it along with some healthy?
Yeah.
Yeah, her mother rarely likes unhealthy candy, but Easter's kind of the exception, so she might get some unhealthy types of candy. I bet you boys and girls had a fun time too. Maybe you had a stuffed rabbit or a bunny or some fun toys in your Easter basket. Well, boys and girls, did you know that there was a time when there was no Easter? I'm going to tell you about the reason we get to celebrate Easter today. Something really incredible and special happened. And when we think of Easter, I always think of pretty spring flowers. And there's just something about them, and there's something about lilies that just remind me of Easter. They just bring us really hope that spring is going to come. And so I just had to bring some flowers for you guys to see today. And maybe you have some flowers at your house too. But Julia, let's learn about the real Easter story. So remember last week we had that amazing parade and everybody in town was so happy to see Jesus. Except not everybody, Julia. Remember there was some of those leaders that were kind of mad and angry and grumpy and said, we better do something, or this man Jesus, he's going to take our job and we're going to be out of jobs. And the people like him better than they like us. And I hate to tell you, these bad people killed Jesus. And Jesus let them do it. Jesus could have prohibited that, but he let them do it. And then Jesus' good friends came and got his body, and they took care of it really beautifully. And they took him and they put him in a tomb. Now a tomb is kind of like a cave in the middle of, as part of a hillside. And then they rolled a big stone in front of this so that nobody could come and steal his body, because they loved Jesus so much. And all of Jesus' friends were still very sad, because just a few days ago they'd been so happy. And now Jesus was gone, and he was not just gone, he was killed. And there were two women that got up on a Sunday morning, and they decided to go to the grave where Jesus was, to the tomb. And they walked there, and as they got there, they noticed that this was not there. The big stone that covered the door was not there. And they kind of, I bet their whole forehead kind of got frowny, and they're trying to think, how did this happen? This is a big stone that nobody could just push away. And then they saw two men. And boys and girls, let's hear what the Bible had to say. The Bible says that these were angels. And we find this in Matthew 28. It says, the angel said, do not be afraid. So that's why we see their happy, joyful faces, because the angel said, do not be afraid, for I know that you are looking for Jesus, but he is not here. He is risen, just as he said he was going to do. Now, those women had forgotten that he said he was going to be alive again. They had forgotten that. And then the angel said some other things to him. They said, go quickly and tell his disciples, he has risen from the dead. So the women, they had no need to stay there looking at that empty tomb. They started running away, and as they ran down the street, this man came up beside them. Guess who that man was? It's Jesus. And they were so happy because it was true. Jesus has risen from the dead. So that's a really big story, but it means so much to us. It means that there was a reason that Jesus first came to earth, and that he died, And that he rose again. And that reason is because he loves all of us. He loves me, he loves Julia, and he loves all of you. He loves all your moms and dads and all your brothers and sisters. He loves all of you. And he wants you to know that you can live with him forever in heaven. That we can accept that he went and he died for all of us so that we can live in heaven someday. So we can be glad. The Bible tells us that Jesus is risen from the dead. Can you say that with me, Julia?
Jesus is risen from the dead.
And now let's thank God for all those great things we have, including our clothes, including our food. And we could be here the rest of the day being thankful, but we'll just sing that short little song. God gives food, God gives clothes, everything I need he knows. So I smile and pray and thank him every day. God helps me in every way.
See you
Goodbye.
next week.
See you next week.